What's up? What's up? Money and Motion Mondays.
Mm-hmm. Money Emotion Mondays back to you live with another fire episode. We are back to you guys today with a little reset podcast. We're gonna go back into our little questionnaires for ourselves. But as always, we keep it fire, we keep it interesting, and today's topic is gonna be the law of attraction. So we're gonna talk about the law of attraction, the importance of it, what we think of it, and we got some really interesting questions prepared here that David is going to be asking.
Ah, man.
And yeah, we are going to answer them and hopefully give you guys some good insight as to what we think about the law of attraction and why it is or maybe isn't important um, in our everyday life, experiences.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right off the bat, I think it is super important. Before even diving into the questions, dude.
I mean, I would agree, but I
Yeah.
think the questions we have are gonna, you know, they are gonna let you guys know how we feel about it. And yeah, with further ado, we'll just jump into it, without so we don't keep you guys waiting.
Yeah, dude. These are just some good shit.
Hell yeah.
Honestly.
So the law of attraction and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Today's topics is the law of attraction and confidence and how it's important and how it affects our day to days. Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
Numero uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little wired.
6 shots. Shout out to the
Espresso hour.
Espresso Hour Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Downtown.
Yep. Shout out Laura, the owner. Crushed it with the homemade ingredients out here with the grandma made
Horchata
horchata.
coffee.
And she makes the horchata herself, so it was fire. I couldn't have it because it has dairy, but David said it was fire. I got the brown sugar coffee and it's low key bomb. So
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw yours come out, I was like, damn, I should
yeah,
have got
even
that
even with 6 shots,
one.
it still looked fire.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. All right, Chief, you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. So, is the law of attraction real? Or is it just an excuse for people who don't take action? Okay,
Damn.
this episode's gonna make people mad.
Yeah, it is. Or maybe it
Or
opens your mind to a different perspective
mm-hmm.
as to, I don't know, the law of attraction. But
Yeah,
I would say the law of attraction is super real, 100%. I think the law of
agreed.
attraction
Agreed.
is only experienced when you really intentionally have conversations or go out with intentions of doing certain things that naturally people will start either relating to you or wanting to put themselves in your presence. And because of those behaviors or because of those opportunities, other things arise,
Yeah.
which is the law of attraction, right? I think,
Yes.
you know, to give a great example, I'll say today, right? The most recent example, I think we always try to keep it current and with things that happen.
Yeah.
Today was, I think, a really great example as to we were literally walking down the fashion district today and we were just walking literally randomly about to head back to where we were at parked, and we were walking by a coffee spot and I saw like espresso and I started looking at the sign and I told David like, hey, let's check out this spot. And then we went inside and then like right off the bat, owner was super dope, outgoing, nothing but positive vibes, and we just started talking and we were like ordering our coffee, super like hospitality off the charts. And then
Yeah.
we just started talking like about business. She told us a little bit about her journey and then she asked us about what we do. And literally like as we were talking and then next thing you know we were talking about our podcast. She was telling us about how her journey in the past, like she's dabbled a little bit with podcasts, and just like that we made a connection. And maybe we'll end up in the future like shooting an episode with her and like she'll be able to tell you guys more about it. But I think that's a really great example as to our energy, our frequency that we were putting out, and just kind of being open and just, willing to communicate and talk, and just
Yeah.
the way we just kind of hold ourselves with confidence as well as
Yeah.
to like the things that we
Definitely.
talk about.
Definitely.
I think that's a slight piece as to if people are willing to engage in deeper conversation, or kind of cut the conversation short and just really keep it simple. So, um, yeah, I think that just attracted like more opportunities. I think there was two other people in there as well that were like asking us what we do, and then we were like exchanging information with everyone
Hmm.
for our businesses. Um, and so just that, and like one person talking with us, two other people around them were asking us what we do, and we were just like, oh yeah, let's exchange information for our businesses, and who knows, maybe one day we can work together if you guys need something for, camera work or
Yeah.
production or podcast. Like, yeah, it just
Yeah,
went
dude.
360, like, and that was based off just, in my opinion, law of attraction.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's actually that's the perfect example, dude. Honestly, it's so crazy because we've talked about this so many times before, where we have like these experiences where we will just it'll be random, like we'll be doing our other business stuff, and we meet these amazing people. Like our on our last episode, not that last episode, 2 episodes before, we're talking about meeting Muhammad at the
Mm,
Grand Market
yep.
in downtown. Also,
The Broadway,
the Broadway. Yes,
Broadway
thank you.
Market.
And same thing, just great energy, talkative person. I think to what you said, like having that confidence in your not just your business, but just in yourself in general, it
Mm-hmm.
goes such a long way because then you can hold a conversation and you're confident in what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you start to notice that everyone that kind of has a business venture has kind of the same mindset. So it's very easy for you two to just click.
Yep.
And then you guys just go down a rabbit hole of all your business ventures.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome,
I would say
honestly.
for sure, like small business owners. Every
Small
time
business
we've
owners, yeah.
encountered a small business owner, we always have genuine conversations with them about, our experiences, what we do, and then they tell us and they open up, usually, or sometimes, not always, but they'll open up about their journey a little bit and
Yeah.
what they do. And, you know, a lot of the times you don't really know what that person is doing to be where they're at, and then they tell you like, oh yeah, I do this, and I also do my business here, and I have this over here going on as well, and I do this to also fund my business because like it's still
Mm-hmm.
starting and growing. And then you realize that we're literally in the same page. We've talked about this many, many times in the past, where we say we work our 9 to 5s, we work on the podcast, we work on our main brand, our clothing brand, Greater Than Athletics. And then we also do our vlog page as well, Dedicated Bros. So balancing all those things, I think
Plus
if,
all of the social media,
yeah,
like
plus the
Instagram ads.
social medias as well. On a day to day, a person will just think, oh, they're just doing GTA. But then we let them know, hey, like we actually do DB Productions, we do the two vlog page, or the podcast and the vlog page, and all the other social medias, and they trip out like, how the heck do you guys manage all that? But when you're really passionate and you really want something to work out, these are the things that you just do naturally,
Yeah.
because you're chasing a bigger dream, you're chasing a goal,
Yes.
and you're not gonna stop until you reach that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's when you really know like that you're locked in, and when you really start truly attracting those things that you don't really know are coming but naturally attract because of, the energy you're putting out, the confidence you have, the way you hold yourself around conversations, and kind of like what Dave was saying, like when you're so comfortable in the niche that you're doing, the easier it is to have conversations with people around the business or entrepreneurship area, kind of circle. And it's just like interesting kind of how
Yeah, it is.
it's like a snowball effect.
It is.
One thing leads to another, and another thing leads to another.
Yeah.
And this is funny because this is the second interaction that we had today that led into a um like a networking random partnership kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, dude.
We also had like a earlier interaction with another person that hosts like write outs with like dirt bikes and like e-bikes on the roads, and like it's a huge group of people that kind of take over the city. And he saw our camera. Literally, we were just me and David were talking, and he saw our camera, and he was just like, "Oh, that's a dope camera. What do you guys do? Do you guys do film and stuff?" And you know, us doing DB Productions, like super on the back burner. Like we haven't really been doing it as much as we were in the past because we've been focusing on everything else and growing
Yeah.
like the main three things right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's an
Yeah.
opportunity still, and we're not gonna say no. And I was just like, "Oh yeah, bro, we can work with you." It was like, "What do you got in mind?" And he was just like, "Oh, I just need some reels. I gotta get some video footage. I do this and that. We shoot content here. And like, if you guys are down, what's your rate?" And I just threw a number out there, and he was just like, "Okay, cool, bro, I'll hit you up." And then I was just like, "Bet," So not being afraid to kind of again be confident and put yourself in uncomfortable situations and having to then now figure it out and like execute.
Yeah, he put you
um
on the spot too.
yeah,
I saw you were like looking. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, yeah, but it's because we've never really like, we've done things mainly for free, just to kind of like for friends and family, and like just even people
Yeah,
like even if
yeah.
he's met someone like on the random, like um just kind of in conversation. We shot some stuff and just posted it, but we've never really
Mhm.
made prices. So, just kind of have getting asked like, "Oh, what's your guys' rate?" I was like, I haven't really thought about it, but I threw a price out there and he took it. So I was just like,
Yeah,
all right, cool. Like it was, I think reasonable, something reasonable for us.
yeah.
Um, and it was like he said 4 hours. And so I was just like, yeah, that's easy,
That's easy.
So,
Yeah, especially for what he asked for. Is like, dude, we could knock that out in like 30 minutes.
dude, yeah.
Honestly.
So
Yeah, we've been slacking on the DB Productions page. Honestly, I've been slacking on it. But yeah, like Bruce said, we've just been so focused on like our GTA drop and everything like that, all the behind the
hmm
scenes of that stuff. So, but we're gonna hop back on that shit. We got a couple videos that we never posted, honestly,
yeah.
that we have going.
But I think that was like another really good example
Yeah,
of just
law of attraction.
putting yourself in environments, or even just carrying a simple camera that we weren't even recording at the
Dude.
moment just sparked the conversation. I don't know if you guys ever heard like or seen videos or something, but on my feed I get a lot of like motivational videos or things about like attraction and law of attractions
Yeah.
and stuff. And I always see like successful entrepreneurs or business owners talk about how they buy certain things because of the ability for these specific products or
Yeah.
cars or things that it's made them more money than what it's worth.
Yeah.
So, for example, like people buy Rolex watches
Mhm.
because
I knew you were gonna say that example.
when someone shakes your hand and you see a Rolex watch, people automatically assume that you have a lot of money or you're really successful, and then
Yeah.
talk about, "Hey, nice watch, what do you do for a living?"
Yep.
Same thing with like people that are on that really wealthy level where they have really nice cars, right? When you have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari and you go and you park it in front of a coffee shop, people start asking you like, well, at least that are interested in what business or whatever you're into, start asking like, "Hey, what do you do for a
What do you
living
do for
to
a
afford
living?
that car?"
Yep.
So
Yeah,
that in
dude.
itself helps you. I've even heard an example of someone that purposely he's a fitness trainer, purposely works out at like Equinox Gym, which is a really expensive like higher end gym, because they get clients that go to that gym and don't really know what they're doing, but him as a fitness trainer sees it and he like goes and says, "Hey, I'm a fitness trainer," and he knows that that clientele has money,
Oh yeah.
and they just say, "Oh yeah, I'm interested. I don't really know what I'm doing. Can you help me get in shape?"
Smart.
So, um, things like that, right? Like all those things play a role in like kind of
Law of attraction.
intentional decisions, intentional things that you do for yourself that end up providing opportunities.
Mm, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. I mean, we've gotten so many opportunities just from the camera. Like, and it's funny because people will think like, oh, like they're recording and we like all weird or like people that not are not in our business or
hmm
style, whatever. They look at you funny, a lot of people think it's cringe and shit, dude, but they have no idea how much opportunity this camera has brought us just from
Dude,
holding
it's
it around
crazy.
everywhere that we go. And that's being that we only do it Sundays and Fridays.
Yep.
all day. It's fucking
And
mind
there's
blowing.
days where we don't even go out into like the public that like
Yeah,
that where
yeah,
there's a lot of people kind of around us. We usually go into more low key areas where we're doing photo shoots or we're doing like video shoots, but it's just kind of me and him.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
and
crazy.
yeah, so the times that we have gone out into the public where there's a lot more people, we usually get approached or asked about what we do, what
Mm-hmm.
we're doing, what is this for? Hey, nice camera, like,
Yeah,
and ask questions about it. And it's pretty interesting.
yeah. That's actually perfect because that leads us into the next question. Do you think confidence comes first or results come first?
Damn,
Dude,
I think you should answer
honestly,
that.
I I I already know what it is. For us, definitely confidence came first for sure for us. Um,
Hmm.
Only because as soon as we got the camera and people started asking us, "What do you do? Like, do you guys do photo shoots?" We were quick to literally say, "Yeah."
Even though we did it.
Even though we did not, dude. I don't know if you remember. This was like uh, probably like a month after we got the camera. I was driving home and I saw what caught my attention was one of my dream cars. It was a Skyline R34. It was a night that Skyline blue, and I saw it with a Mustang. So I stopped because I wanted to go take pictures of it.
Mm.
Come to find out that it was Donut Media. I don't know if you guys know them. They're super huge on YouTube. They do like car content and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Pulled up, I realized it was them. I was like, "Oh shit, dude, do you guys mind if I take pictures, dude?" Then they started like talking to me like, "Oh, like can you send me some of the pictures, you know?" And like, dude, they had no fucking idea that we had just got the camera, you know? So
Yeah, dude, this guy was an infant on that shit.
I was.
He didn't even know how to press the record or stop and
Dude,
shit.
yeah, bro. I had the big ass shotgun mic, dude. I was just like pointing it for no reason, you know?
Yeah. That shit had the lens cover on, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm recording." No,
I was doing comedy.
no, he killed it though. I'll post some pictures right here so you guys can see. But he fucking took some sick ass pictures, killed it,
Dude,
and he was so excited. He was
I
sending me
was
the
hyped.
pictures literally the same day as I was going to work because I remember he was sending
Yeah.
me the pictures. He's like, "Bro, remember Donut Media? I met them and this and that." And I was like, "Bro, I fucking hate you." Ruined my whole shift before
Dude,
I
it was
clocked
so
in.
cool. Yeah, dude. And honestly, like what made it more exciting was just the fact how Nolan, that dude was so fucking chill, man. And I was telling Bruce, I was like, dude, he is the same person he is on like their vlogs and stuff. He's exactly the same in real life, dude. So it was super cool. He was so
Yeah.
chill and just talking to me like about what they were filming and everything like that. So that made it even more exciting because I was like, dude, these people that I used to like watch and stuff, they're
Yeah.
actually who they are, say they are, which goes a long fucking way. But all that being said, I would say for sure confidence for us has been a huge factor in a lot of the opportunities that we've gotten.
Yeah. For sure. I think like ourselves as people already prior to any of the social media stuff, I think we've been pretty confident as people. Like we're
That's
really
true.
outgoing.
That is true.
We're like very kind of we like to have conversations. We like to talk to people. We've always been told that, I think. And
Since we were kids,
yeah, since we
actually,
were
yeah.
kids and stuff, I think we just like, our parents are that way, so we're just that way. But um
That's still true.
I think when we got the camera, it was a little awkward at first to kind of be talking to a camera for vlogging or the podcast, things like that. But it was honestly very quick for us to adapt to having it in our face. And I've been actually told is that the growth that we've had since the beginning, which you guys can go watch like our very early on videos to now within like, dude, months of
Dude,
us
yeah.
recording, I would say, have grown a lot
Oh,
in
for
terms
sure,
of
dude.
how we
Yeah.
interact, how we talk, our the
Dude,
words
yeah.
we use.
The words, yeah.
It's definitely come to the confidence of
Mm-hmm.
just knowing that we're capable of doing this and just never really doubting ourselves. Because I think if we doubted ourselves and told ourselves, "Oh, we're not really meant for the podcast scene or the vlog scene. I'm shy," and things like that, we would have never been able to, get the views that we're getting the subscribers that we're getting. I think
True.
even to add on to that, the opportunities that we've put ourselves in front of would have never, I wouldn't say never, but maybe would have not been there in the first place,
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
dude, for sure,
Because we
man.
definitely put ourselves outside of our comfort zone, like continuously, even though we're pretty comfortable and confident. We're always like just agreeing to being able to do stuff
Yeah,
because you know what they say, you're never gonna learn unless you try. And so, you
facts,
know,
facts, dude.
I rather fail trying than fail because I doubt myself that I couldn't even do it, and so I didn't even try. So,
Dude, yeah, man.
you know,
You know what's funny? I recently watched our very first Money in Motion
for
episode,
real,
and
damn,
yeah, dude, it's so funny. Just the difference in quality overall is insane. That's actually not even on this channel. That's on
hell yeah, we
the
were
vlog
shooting that
channel.
on a GoPro. On a GoPro.
No, no. Wait, was it? Oh, it might have been.
Yeah, we were shooting it on
Yeah,
the GoPro back then.
that's funny. But
Damn.
yeah, I mean, dude, we've came such a long way, and it's just from putting ourselves in those situations, you know. When Chef Boy and Chauncey, we did the video for them. We have never worked with someone that big and at the
Dude,
time,
the
you
guy
know?
has like 1 million followers.
Yeah, dude,
He's
and
like
we hopped
900
on it.
something.
Yeah, we fucking hopped right in and we did what we do best, you know? We
Yeah.
fucking recorded. We chopped up like 6 solid videos for them, dude, sent them, and dude, he
Yeah.
loved them,
Yeah.
you know? So, I,
Shout out to Chef Boy too though. He's super genuine guy.
oh,
He
dude,
for
yeah,
how massive he is on Instagram and across other platforms.
facts.
When we met him, I honestly like I've told him I told him before is he was super cool. He was like, hey, like these are he asked our friend Chauncey, he's like, hey, these are your boys, these are the guys that are gonna be recording. And Chauncey was like, yeah, these are the guys that are gonna record. And he was like, oh, cool, nice to meet you guys. Like, my name is Chef, and stuff. And we talked and everything. And he was asking us about the camera. He was super cool, super authentic guy. He didn't, you know, um, act like someone he wasn't. He didn't act too cool for us,
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah,
short.
yeah, yeah.
And so, even then, like I would say he loves working with starting businesses because even recently, like he hit us up to try to do a project. Which, if you watch this Chef Boy, our bad. It was just super last minute for us.
Yeah.
We had already like a pretty booked schedule, and sorry we couldn't make it. But next time, for sure we can plan ahead. We'll definitely pop out for you and we'll cook something crazy up for you. But yeah, simple opportunities like that, and I think the impression you leave on people comes back to you, right? Like
Definitely, dude.
I
Definitely.
was honestly in shock that he hit us up personally and remembered us out of all the people
Dude,
he's
yeah,
worked with.
for sure, dude.
Again, like guys, he has millions of followers. He works with like big celebrities,
Dude,
and
yeah.
for him to think about us from the one interaction we've had with him and be like, "Hey, I got work for you guys. You guys down to pull up and
Yeah.
shoot?" Like that's crazy. So that just tells me that we left a pretty good impact on him. We got some videos that he liked, and we turned around in like fucking
Same day,
six
bro.
hours. Turned
Yeah,
out,
same
they
day.
literally came home, cooked, and sent him out. We were super fast in response. He was asking us to edit stuff, and we were sending it like within 15-20 minutes, and he was just like super happy. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think again, it just goes with
dude, yeah.
actions as well. But
Actions as well. Yeah, dude, that's honestly just as important as having the confidence, dude. When you're working for somebody, especially a content creator, dude, the faster you can get the content to them, the happier they are going to be. Because not everybody likes to be like us, right? Like
hmm
fucking recent, what just happened. You know, if you're posting it on your story, people want to see the next part. So I that also went a long way because it showed him that we obviously cared about getting the job done for him, right?
hmm
Not just him, but also like for the homie Marcos, Chauncey. Same thing. Same videos. We cooked up like 3 different styles for Chef Boy and another 3 different styles for like Chauncey based on like their social media posts. But dude, yeah, taking action goes a long way. That goes a
yeah,
long way.
100%. Third question is, can you really attract opportunities if you don't believe you deserve them? Um,
Yeah. I mean,
yes, but I guess you can attract opportunities. However, you can really affect the way the outcome is and the performance you put if you doubt yourself. I think if you start thinking I don't deserve this opportunity and you start thinking on negative, like why do I have to do this? And you take it
Hmm.
the wrong way. Maybe I guess like an example to kind of paint the pictures for you guys. So say like we're so busy, right? And then a really big opportunity arose and we were like already really overwhelmed with everything that's going on and we got a really blessed opportunity and like it's a one in a lifetime opportunity kind of thing. But because we're so busy and frustrated, we're just like, oh, dude, like this is the wrong time for this opportunity. Like, why does it have to come right now? And like we start turning that blessing into a negative thing, then that's when we can really mess up those opportunities. I think then that's when you kind of trick yourself and affect the way you
Yeah.
take that on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
Does that
for
make
sure,
sense?
dude. Yeah.
So I think that that's where you got to really be careful with, just if you have to take a step back, breathe, take five, like take a
Dude,
day or whatever, or
take a
how,
day. Yeah.
take some time to really process and just, don't make impulsive decisions and ruin a potential opportunity that can maybe give you the direction that you need to be going in, or give you even a shortcut, right? So, um, I just think that's super important, right? Like don't let the emotions take the best of you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you said it best. That's the opposite of law of attraction right there.
Yeah.
That's no
Yeah.
attraction. Yeah, I mean, you want to, dude, you're not going to work well being upset. There, you lose all passion at that point.
Mhm.
We've talked about this so many times where you have to love what you do, and there's a different, um, I mean, I've worked upset before, and you just don't. Nothing good comes out of it, man. You're not focused. You're looking at the wrong details on whatever you're working on, and it's not bueno. No bueno. I tell this to people at work all the time. I'm like, why are you coming in pissed off for? Like, you're gonna be you're not gonna work as efficient as you want to. You're gonna be more upset when another issue comes up, and it's just there's no point. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Facts.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, to add
yeah,
on to that is the follow up. Do people block their own blessings without realizing it?
all the time, man.
Yeah,
All the time,
I
dude.
literally see it almost every day.
Yeah, dude. So and that's same thing, man. If you have a bad attitude, it you're not going to be attracting the people that you should be attracting. You can't have a bad attitude and have a frown on on your face. You should be, I mean, high off of life essentially.
Yeah,
For
Stony, how you should be.
yeah, dude. There's just this energy that people feel. You want to make people feel good, dude. You want to make someone smile. You want to brighten someone's day. That's how people are going to remember you.
Yep.
And that is what creates opportunity for yourself. If you're upset at the world for no reason, who knows? If we were upset that we were searching for a product for our next GTA job, we were looking for fabrics, right?
For
And
like 2 hours
for
or
like 2 hours, yeah,
some change.
we felt like 100 different fabrics, and like it was kind of demoralizing because there's so many options and it was a little overwhelming. But we at the same time, like, we still were excited to be doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a new world for us. We've never done anything like cut and sew, which is what we're trying to do. So we had a smile on our face,
Mm-hmm.
and we've met these fucking amazing people. So yeah, dude, people block their blessings all the time without even realizing it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
honestly pretty sad, dude, because there's a lot of people that have potential out there, but that are just mad for no reason. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
you have so much to offer in this world, but because you choose to be upset and have this attitude towards anybody, you're blocking all of your blessings. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's true. Honestly, like I think people tend to blame everything else or a lot of the things that are going wrong in the moment on
Yeah.
why they can't do certain things or
Hmm.
why they didn't execute the way they wanted to, or you know why they lost an opportunity, whatever the case is, versus taking every single opportunity for what it is, truthfully, taking it with a fresh breath of air and really acknowledging, like, okay, whatever is going on in the moment, I have to put aside and I got to execute and really, make sure things go right so that way I can open another door for myself
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
continue growing. Because a lot of times, like, I've seen people really have an opportunity and they're all upset or there's something going on in their personal lives and they can't separate it. And then they turn it down, they close the door, and then it's like, dude, you really just turned away an opportunity that could have really changed the direction of your business or you as a person or
Yeah.
like opened so many more opportunities and introduce you to different people. But because you were too stubborn to acknowledge like what's in front of you, you kind of threw it away.
Yeah, dude, straight up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and man, I don't know. I think we just look at life so differently now in doing all of our business ventures where for us we're just grateful to be able to do these things,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Damn, man. That's crazy. Yeah, smile a little bit, guys. I tell people that at work all the time, actually. I'm gonna make that
Smile a
t-shirt.
little bit.
Smile a little bit.
Hell yeah, $10.
Nah, 100. All right, next question. Is confidence more important than skill? Damn, dude, we got
Damn.
no types of skills around here, guys. We're
Uh, Honestly, this is a really tough question because I'm gonna say confidence is more important. As much as I want to say skill is more
Damn.
important, confidence is more important. Because you can suck at something, but if you're
Mm,
confident that you can do it and you try and try and try and confident that you can get to a certain level, you'll eventually get there. But if you have skills and you're not confident that you can execute, then your skills can just be behind trap
useless.
doors and useless because you're not going to know how to put yourself in front of the right people, how to leverage those skills, how to display and sell yourself for whatever you're giving or service or garment or whatever the case is, right? I
True,
think,
true.
using ourselves as examples, like starting a clothing brand, for some people would say like it's a skill, right? Learning how to design, learning how to market, learning how to do all this X, Y, and Z. We didn't know how to do any of that, but we're confident that we can make it, we can execute, we can build something bigger than us. And because we're confident enough and doing those things, we've learned how to do some of those things. We're growing. We have people that really support us, people see the vision, and we haven't given up because we're confident.
Yeah,
So I
that's true,
think like
actually. That is true.
super important.
That is true. Yeah, because I've seen skilled people try and fail and just quit,
Mm-hmm.
which I think
Because they're
that's
not confident.
exactly to your point is when you have confidence, even if you're not skilled, you're confident that the next time it's gonna work. And that's so many people say this, like successful people say this all the time. Yeah, I failed 99 times, but the 100th time I fucking succeeded. And you're not gonna get to 100 tries without being confident, right? Because
Yep.
you believe in yourself. Damn, dude. That's good. So I guess would you rather be confident and inexperienced or skilled but insecure?
I mean, I feel like I kind of already answered that,
Yeah, you
but
did.
in short, confident and inexperienced because you can
Okay.
gain experience through being confident and doing like the
Hmm.
whatever task or whatever project or whatever thing venture you're trying to go through,
Yeah,
you can gain the experience. I mean,
true. But you could also gain confidence in within your skill because as people start recognizing your skills and complimenting your skills, naturally that kind of builds confidence also. So I guess it could go
yes,
both
it
ways.
could for sure go both ways. I would I would
But
personally
you
though,
would
like,
personally?
I if when we like for example, if we were at a point right now to hire employees for GTA,
Yeah.
I if it came down to literally picking between like, one person that was skilled and confident, I mean sorry, skilled but not confident and someone that was not skilled but confident,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably argue to hire the person that was really confident and really showing passion and learning this whatever trait versus the person that was not confident in themselves
Mm-hmm.
and skilled. because and then that means if I'm
Mm.
hiring someone, I want them to be, take initiative, to be a go-getter, to try to drive for results and really like have that failure's not an option mentality.
Yeah.
Yes, this person might know what they're doing, but if they're not confident, I'm gonna still have to babysit them and be like, hey, like, what do you think about doing? Like, we should do this, right? Like, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
hiring
yeah.
you to do a certain job, but if you're not confident you can do the job, I'm still gonna be doing it for you, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, it
And
does.
maybe, sure, I have to teach the person that isn't experienced for a little while, but once I get them to the level I want and like build them to, dude, like I strongly believe that like that person will execute a lot better than, I mean,
Y-
you never
you
know, but
never
I
know.
just feel like,
You know what though? Why? Because I would agree with you only because we went through it,
yeah.
and the pleasure that we got from figuring shit out was so fucking great, man. Like when we figured out how to vectorize shit and like create like I mean, nothing crazy as far as like design wise, but when we figured out how to do that, it was such a good feeling of like,
Mm-hmm.
oh fuck, we actually got it done correctly.
Yeah, dude, it was insane.
But yeah, dude, I agree with you on that one. I would say it's same. I would say the same.
Same, but
Same,
different.
same, but different.
All right, so next is gonna be, can a negative mindset actually keep someone broke or stuck? Hell yeah. It will keep you broke. I think
For sure stuck.
stuck and I think broke. If you're
Yeah.
already broke.
Yeah, dude. I mean that kind of goes back to like the other question, dude. Like there's people that are just that a lot of the times people take their problems from home to work and vice versa. And a lot of
Hmm.
times because of the attitude that they have at work, uh, as a boss or a manager, you don't want to level this person up because they're stuck in their ways, which is
Yeah.
keeping them broke essentially, right? So, man,
Which
dude.
is that person ruined their own opportunities, which is also covered in the previous question.
Yeah, dude. And naturally they're going to have that negative mindset. So, it's just
Which
damn,
affects culture, and it, as we know, culture is super important to have in a work environment, because if the culture is bad, then no one wants to work for you,
dude.
and if no one wants to work for you, then it affects results, and if results are affected, then
Dude.
good luck growing. So it's like it's literally chain effect of
It is a chain effect, bro.
of toxicity that can plague your whole process, dude.
Yeah, man. And it sucks because there is some hard workers out there, bro. Exactly like we were saying, bro. There's skilled fucking people out there that have the ability to fucking do the job, man. And they just have this negative mindset and
Dude.
bad attitude, man. And a sense, yeah, I wouldn't even want to say not people person because there could be people that don't like people but still have a good attitude towards people. Perfect
Mm-hmm.
example, my sister hates people, but she's always smiling, you know what I mean? So because of
Yeah.
that, she's been like managers in certain stores or whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
dude, man, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. And could you try to talk to these people, and a lot of the times they acknowledge that they
Yes.
have this bad attitude or short-tempered people.
Yep.
And a lot of times they're just stuck in their ways, and they're stuck and broke.
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of add on to it, yeah, I agree, dude. People, that have negative mindsets are just, it's not that it's like they're never gonna be able to get out of their situations, but I feel like oftentimes in my own experience of dealing with people that have really negative mindsets and just they tend to complain a lot about things, and complaining about things that necessarily they can't control
Mhm.
affects, it just takes too much energy out of you and people around you to like overwhelmingly just kind of complain about things. I think that, so that's first, right? No one wants
Yeah,
to hear someone that's just
definitely.
constantly complaining about everything and little thing and nitpicking when you yourself or them can't control those things. And two, I think also having a negative mindset brings a sense of victim mentality a little bit.
For me.
And yeah, like a poor me, and it's like, hey, why am I the one that has to deal with this? I don't want to be the one that's deal with this. Why do I always have to do these things? Why can't they? And it's just like you again,
Yeah.
poor me kind of thing. But at the end of the day, like you're in those situations for a reason, and if you really want to get out of those situations, you're gonna have to work a little bit harder or do things that you're not comfortable doing
Yeah.
to get yourself out of those situations and elevate to a position or something that you want to actually be doing and that you're happy doing. But for the most part, you have to do something that you don't like doing to get you to where you want to be.
Actually, that I'm curious then. So, what's like a mindset that you had to break in order to like get to that next level where you feel like you leveled up
Mm,
personally?
damn. I
Mhm.
think a mindset that I had to break in order for me to really start noticing changes in my personal and like business life was I had to really stop comparing myself to
So,
people around me. And I wasn't ever like a complainer, but I was comparing and saying like what are they doing that got them there so soon that I'm not doing? And so I was comparing myself, and it was fueling me, but I think in the wrong way, because then I was consuming too much of that content of damn, like w- why are they in that situation,
yeah.
versus how can I like where they're at, how did they get there, what do I need to do to get there, for you know what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So I
Yes, it
think that
does.
was the biggest mindset shift of myself, where I started kind of thinking differently. And once I did that, I really started seeing myself grow. And I think, again, in all the things that we've been doing, from the brand to the YouTube to the being able to do the podcast, is delayed gratification, understanding that like I'm gonna get there no matter what. I just have to put the work in, and my time will come when it's my time is ready to be here, and
Hmm.
I just got to stay consistent, got to keep working and, grinding hard. And whenever I put enough reps, it's almost inevitable for that moment to not come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the biggest mind shift for me, I would say.
That is actually a huge one, bro. A lot of times, and it's a lot of it is literally just shit on social media
Yeah.
that that kind of just goes unnoticed, because I wouldn't say I really ever compared myself to like anybody. Um, I think, well, maybe a little bit. I think I had a more of a mindset shift of like FOMO.
Mm.
That was my biggest thing. I think I would see a lot of like my friends or like just other acquaintances
Mm-hmm.
posting like going out and like
Yeah.
partying and like drinking and all this other crap, and I would be like, dude, it looks fun. And I mean, it is fun. It could be fun with the right people, right? And like to like the right level. But I think for me, it was definitely like the probably the hardest thing for me to like ignore
Mm-hmm.
in order for me to like start taking myself more seriously. Like when I stopped drinking, that was like for sure like the biggest thing. Cause then from there it kind of just led into like more thing into better
Mm-hmm.
habits overall.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with stop with me stop going out and shit like that. You know what I mean? Damn, dude. That was for sure like my biggest mindset shift
Mm-hmm.
right there for sure.
Bam. Yeah, I think
Shit, dude.
I think right now that's kind of what I would say I am kind of going through, because I used to go out a lot more, and like I would say like 2 years ago now. For like the last 2 years I've calmed down a lot, but I think I've lived the life of like going out, doing whatever I wanted at whatever time, but because I'm so busy now, like I
Definitely
had to
helps.
stop doing the things that I was having fun doing, and it wasn't always like going out and partying. It was like going to like a Dodger game, going to like hang out with friends to go eat a lot, and like try new places, and just hanging out with friends, which I enjoy doing. But I had to cut back on that a lot because one, like I wanted to put my money into like my businesses more, and two, because I knew, time, the more time I spent doing those things, the less time I had to spend like investing in my businesses and things that I needed to do to like try to elevate my lifestyle. And I started having to
Yeah.
think about, if I can sacrifice the next 5 years, I'll be 30 or 31. And if I'm 31 and can be, making $100,000 a month, I'd be much happier making $100,000 a month, not having to
Yeah.
work a 9 to 5, than sacrificing 5 years, continuing doing the same shit right now, going to Dodger games, like doing other shit that's like not really investing in my personal life and elevating my incomes, and being 31, having to still work a 9 to 5, right? Making maybe decent money, but not being able to really forget about, hey, I have to go clock in, right? So
Yeah, dude.
for me, that's where I kind of also started shifting my mindset of, this is the delayed gratification,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Working hard, countless nights, late nights, 24/7, every single day off, without like being able to do other things, and understanding that on the long run, 5 years, which sounds like a lot, but it's nothing when you think about it. At least in terms of our age, right? I'm 27, he's 28. Being 32, 33, like that's so young still.
Dude,
And if
yeah.
I can be that age, not having to clock it at a 9 to 5 anymore, dude, I'll fucking take that any day of the week,
Oh,
right?
fuck yeah, dude.
So,
Dude, and time flies so fast, man. You guys don't even, you have no idea until it's the next year, dude. We've been doing we started Dedicated Bros 2 years ago.
mm-hmm,
Dude,
yeah,
we've been doing this 2 years and we just added more to our plate. But because we learned so much, right?
yep,
Where we were able to, instead of taking a whole week to figure out vectorizing, dude, we could knock it out in an hour.
mm-hmm,
And that was honestly, I think, when my mind shift completely happened. Trying to figure out all like the vectorization, dude, all those days that we were just up, dude, man, that's when it kind of just flipped. I was like, holy crap, dude, there is no time to play.
yeah, dude, can't
There's
do
no
nothing.
time, dude. Especially when you're doing it all by yourself, dude. Like, we've done everything in house, guys. Like, we've never, we got a lot of free game from Josh at Mean Stitching.
Mm-hmm,
But other than that, everything else we've pretty much learned ourselves, man. Like, we've came a long freaking way, dude, and that's when your shift really happens is when you actually do the work yourself, you know.
mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I think if we would have had the money or like the luxury to just pay someone out to do it, I don't think we would have had like the same mind shift. You know
Now
what I
we
mean?
wouldn't, because then we don't appreciate the work that goes behind creating the whole process, right? Like,
Correct. Correct.
at least now that we have done it and we experienced it and we understand it, even if we then now hire someone else, right? Like, say we hire someone else to do the design work for us. At
Mm-hmm.
least now we know exactly what goes into it and the work behind it.
Yeah.
So we still get the satisfaction from it now. Like, even if someone
Yeah.
else was to design it now, right? Maybe not the
Mm-hmm.
same, but in terms of growing, right? Like, that's just part of the process. If you really want to like scale your business, you have to outsource because you can't do everything at a really high level by yourself.
Definitely.
But we've gone through the trenches already. So we would understand it, right? Like, it would be a
Definitely.
little bit easier to hand that project or that task to someone else now.
Yeah.
If we've never been able to experience it because we just paid someone to do it from the jump, I think for us, it would have been like easier to just turn our head the other way and say, oh, we don't really care about that process because we've never really gone through it. We don't really understand it. We've always just
Mm-hmm.
paid someone to do it.
Yeah.
So,
And not only that, but now there's an expectation also, and
yeah.
we know realistic deadlines. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
deadlines are kind of what goes behind into it in terms of like at least basics, right? Like, we're
Yeah,
not
for sure,
professionals at
for
any
sure.
means for these type of things, but um
I'd say we are honestly.
But I would say I think we have a really great understanding to kind of gauge um, expectations that we have moving
Yeah.
forward for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Yeah.
Hey, all right. Well, number six: do successful people think differently, or do they just work harder?
Both. Both.
Sheesh.
Both to a certain extent. Successful people think differently, and that is why they're successful. But you also get to a point of success where you don't have to work as hard as you used to. Think about it. Look at all the hard work we did from the beginning to
Mm-hmm.
now. When we get to the point of where we are successful, right, and we are not putting so much time into certain things, and we could afford to pay someone to do it, then essentially you're working less. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're working harder, but I would say in other areas. You know what I mean? So I honestly would say both. I would say both. But mainly they just think differently cuz we do this ourselves now, and I wouldn't say we're successful, but we have that mindset that's going to get us to be successful because we are constantly rethinking and thinking outside of the box and just thinking differently from everybody else, dude. When people ask us, at least like for me at work, they don't understand these things that we're doing because they're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the difference of the mindset. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't think they can't process it because they're not doing it. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it really,
Yeah. No, I
but
get
you get
you.
what I'm saying,
Yep.
right? So yeah, definitely think differently.
Uh, honestly, I would say they work harder first, and then they think differently.
Mm.
I would say in the beginning you're working a lot harder because you don't really know what you're doing.
That's true.
I say
That is true.
you're in the learning stages, so in the beginning you're working a lot harder. You're not sure what you're doing. You're kind of trial and erroring a lot of things. You're failing, which is a lot of people can attest to. Successful people, entrepreneurs, business owners, whatever you want to like say out there, they're always saying like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know what I was signing up for. I just started. So I think you work a lot harder in the beginning, and then as you start learning, which is this is the important part, when you start thinking differently, is if you're able to really pinpoint, okay, this was something that I need to take as a lesson and apply it to my next task or my next thing or venture, whatever,
Hmm.
then that's when you slowly start, building upon like, okay, adding this onto my knowledge, adding this onto my vault, adding, and then eventually you get to a point where you said, you're way up here because of all the knowledge you've had and you've grown, and then you start making money, you start leveraging your success, you start doing this and that and building more businesses, and maybe you do the right things hopefully, and you reach a point where you don't have to work so hard because you've already gone through the 20 levels of
Yeah.
taking L's, losing money, losing friendships, like all those things and trials and tribulations on the way to get here. And I think if you're able to make it here, which obviously not everyone does, which is why only 1% of the people are stated to be like really wealthy or whatever, is
That's so crazy.
um I think when someone really kind of just really shows that grit of, hey, I was meant for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say is like the key differences between the two type shit?
Um I think the key differences between the two are, if you work hard, I would argue that it's almost impossible for you to not eventually learn unless you really try to not learn. Like that would in itself
Yeah.
be a skill for you to purposely fail, like
Oh, dude, yeah,
in
definitely.
long term.
Dude, yeah.
I've kind of said this multiple times, and even teachers have said this in high school and middle school. It's like, if you fail my class, you're trying to
You're
fail
trying to
because I don't
fail.
fail people, right? Like I make it almost impossible. So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of like how I see it is if you're purposely trying to fail, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
But if you're trying and shooting for someone, even if you're shooting for someone, shooting at something, right? Like a goal.
Someone call the police.
Shooting for a goal up here, right? And even if you land down here, but
Oh
you started
man.
down here, then you've already made progress, right?
Oh,
Like,
dude.
but that just
Yeah.
comes with the work, right? Like, you putting some work and staying consistent is gonna move the needle, even if it's the tiniest bit. And that's where a
Yeah.
lot of people tend to fail to see, right? Like, this is why a lot of the times the law of attraction fails. And it's because when you start slowly moving the needle in the right direction of attracting the positive things, you then hurl back and say, well, I don't deserve these things. Why are these weird things happening? Like, I don't know how to handle this and that, versus taking these things all in and really leveraging, like, I put myself in this situation. I'm going to make the best of this situation or opportunity, or of meeting this person or shaking this person's hand, or, you know, launching my first clothing launch or whatever.
Yeah.
And whatever's the outcome, whatever it is, what it is, but I'm going to take it to the chin and continue moving. And I'm not gonna let failure scare me or, shy me away from my goals. I
Yeah.
think that's where people really kind of, let the hard work and you know, the hard work kind of get to them. Or does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you hit it right on the nail, dude. People that just naturally work hard, dude, are gonna always do better for themselves, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
then there's people that just I guess the key difference is people that think differently aren't necessarily hard workers. They just have just a different mindset. Like their goal, I would say, is not necessarily to work hard, but they
Mm-hmm.
just have great ideas, you know. But just because you think differently and have all these great ideas doesn't mean you're gonna enact on it, right? People that work hard may not have a great idea, you know, but they're gonna actively work towards something,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that is. You know, I say this all the time at work. There's people that want to get promoted for a position that we've had open unfortunately for more like about a year and I've been looking for someone, so if you guys want to be a GM lead, tap in. um but I have people that have asked me like, dude, I want this position, and I always tell them like, look, dude, if you want this position, it's so easy to get it, dude. All you have to do is outwork everyone else on the crew, and it's not that hard, man. Like, it's insane. Like, our standard is right here, and like, dude, even if you just get halfway, dude, I'd be fucking happy, you know, and I'd vouch for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like, some people just don't have that hard work ethic, you know, and they think just because I have a degree or something that I'm entitled to this position, and that's not necessarily how it always works, you know. Like, yeah, maybe for a certain job title, it definitely looks good on paper, but does it reflect your actual work ethic, you know? And I think that's where hard work definitely takes the cake on this.
Mm-hmm. I think even too, like, your ability to apply the knowledge that you have gained or show on paper, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I've met people, again, same scenarios where they feel entitled because they have a degree or they have this many years in retail or this many years in whatever business. But a lot of the times, these people that are saying they're entitled to a certain position or to a certain compensation are the people that are on the same level as everyone else because they don't know how to apply the knowledge that they claim to have.
Dude, yeah.
I've met a lot of people that are really smart, but unfortunately do not know how to, use the knowledge, which hinders their ability to take on management roles or just really hurts their chances in kind of executing projects or displaying, like, hey, I'm someone that's reliable.
Yeah.
So to
Dude,
your
yeah.
point, like, sometimes those things don't always correlate with each other. To your point, given there is a lot of jobs out there that it's super important to have a fucking degree, like a
Yeah,
doctor
of
and shit. Like,
course,
I'm
of
not gonna
course,
let
of
someone that's
course.
not certified to operate on me. Hell no.
Yeah.
But I just think if you have a degree and you're trying to chase a management role in retail, it's like, dude, those a lot of the times those two things don't really
Dude, yeah.
do anything for you.
Oh yeah, there's no
Someone that
way,
started
dude.
from zero that doesn't have a degree can very much likely be more qualified than you just
Mm-hmm.
because they have that experience
Yeah,
and they know
definitely.
what they're doing from just doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dude. That's actually one thing that my dad always told me, like from day one. He would always like tell me in basketball, like you could not have like the best fucking day, but if you outwork everyone on the court, dude, there's no way you can fail, And I've applied
Yeah.
that in work, like from when I first started. It's why I got promoted so fucking quick because I always was like, dude, if I just can outthrow everybody, dude, like there's just no way that the store manager is not gonna recognize this kid doing that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I've kind of applied all of that stuff like in general with
Yeah.
everything that we do.
True. Number 7.
Hit me.
Have you ever noticed that when you feel on point, more opportunities show up? Why do you think that happens? Sheesh, because you know what they say. When you get a Ferrari, you don't just keep it parked in the garage. You take it out for a little stroll. Because when you look good and feel good, you perform
You
good.
perform good. Sucking that.
Nah,
Yeah.
but I mean, in all seriousness, that is true. Like a lot of people say,
It's momentum.
I. It's funny because I a lot of business owners that I follow, they're always talking about, oh, you gotta like updress. And this is kind of going away now, but in the past, it was very much like you gotta be in a business suit, you gotta have a nice cut, you gotta be clean shaved, you can't have tattoos and things like you gotta be presentable to the people, you gotta be a household person and image.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like in the past, a lot of the ways that people were able to sell themselves, right? Be someone that people relied on and were able to trust.
Yeah.
Times are changing now, so like tattoos are more acceptable. People are like kind of really successful people that have really made tons of money are starting to kind of do conference conversations or conference expositions or what I don't know what to really call them like
Yeah.
yeah,
Expositions.
comp expositions or whatever where people come and watch them and pay to like gain knowledge off them. And I've seen them go in like a tank top and shorts.
Yeah.
A good example is like Alex Hermosi. He literally does all his
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
in like a tank top and shorts, and no one really cares on how he looks and presents himself because they know that the knowledge he has is super valuable.
Yeah, dude.
So they're like paying thousands of dollars to go and hear him speak and him give them advice on their business. And in the past, I think that would have been frowned upon. Like, dude, how can you show
Mm-hmm.
up to, you know, a conference like that?
I think a lot of people are just accepting the fact that they like people just love authenticity nowadays. Like they
Yeah.
want to see the same person that you are at home reflect who you are like out in the real world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be all tatted up and bummy, but then you go to like you do like a conference, and you're all professional. Like people want to see who you are and the same stuff that you're posting on your social media. They that should reflect who you are
Yeah.
in
They want to be
person.
able to relate
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
everybody's like that. Like we're not always dressed 100%. Like
Yeah.
it's
That's
just
true.
not realistic.
Yeah. I mean, but I would say like in short, yeah, when you feel on point, for sure opportunities show up because if and this just goes back to attitude, right? Like if you're having a bad attitude and you're not feeling the best and you're letting everything affect you around you, you're gonna naturally push things away or even creating a vibe, and people can pick up off energy and say, damn, like they look upset, they look annoyed, I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah,
approach that person. Or they
for
look like
sure.
they're mean, or you might have that, like honestly just like that face where it's like a RBF, like a resting bitch face where
That's funny.
where you just
Oh
might look like
man.
you're mad dogging people and you're just
Dude,
not, but
oh my god, yeah.
people approach you and like are scared to approach you because of that. But in reality, you're a super outgoing, really nice person. So I would say, like, if you're really going out and being happy and doing what you got to do and putting that positive energy, for sure, 100%, I can say that opportunities are more likely to land on your table, and people are more likely to approach you, for sure, for sure,
I
100%.
dude, I agree. Yeah. Would you say that that's attraction, or is that just like increased awareness and action? Because to a certain extent, it's kind of just taking action, also, I would say.
I think
Because, I mean, dude, think about it earlier. You know what, like you said, the story you were telling earlier when that guy approached you about the camera, and then you knew right away, bro. Like, I saw your wheels spinning. You took action, bro, and you're like, yeah, we technically don't have a rate, but this is our rate. You know what I'm saying?
yes. I think it's a mixture of two things. So I think it's being aware of what's going what position you're putting yourself in, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I guess for us is we know, and we've talked about this, that even if we're not recording, having the camera on hand out in public has proven to us
Yeah.
people will approach us more likely or look or stare or ask like what we're doing
Yes.
because it's a fucking camera, right? Like
Correct.
we have a fucking camera with a microphone on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people are gonna be like, "Oh, they're streamers, or this, they're YouTubers," right? People are quick to assume, and those people that are willing to ask are gonna ask, right? And who knows, we maybe gain a subscriber or two off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one, right? We willingly know that having the camera out in public is gonna potentially put us in a position where people are gonna ask. So
Definitely.
that's one.
100%.
But having the awareness of, hey, if someone does ask or something, opportunity comes up in front of us, having like not like a script, but being able to speak on your business, right?
Yeah.
And this goes back to knowing our business, right?
Yeah.
If I've never thought about the DB Productions page as something that we're willing to like provide service for someone and how much I would probably charge in the beginning or things like that. If we've never talked about that, I feel like I would have not been like open to doing it. I'd be like, oh no, sorry, bro, right now we're not like taking on work, like, but you can follow us, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
That could have been a very big possibility if I wasn't ready or confident to talk about the business.
Yeah.
But because I was, and because of our past, and we've honestly never really turned down opportunities. We've always just said yes, even though we don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're confident in our work. We've always just kind of figured it out as we go.
Yeah, definitely.
When he asked me, hey, do you guys do work? I was able to be like, yeah, bro. I mean, this is our page. What are you looking into? I was asking the right questions, the probing question as to, it just depends as what kind of video format you want, how long you need us. Like I was asking more questions to get information to then give me a better idea of, okay, this is a reasonable rate
Yeah.
to charge him, even though we've never really had a rate. Because I could have just easily been like, oh, $50. He would be like, oh, sick. I'm gonna book you for a whole day for
Yeah.
$50. But I asked a few questions before telling him, oh yeah, 150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or $100, I think I said. I was like, $100. Because he said 4
150.
hours.
No, you told him 150.
Did I say 150?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 150.
Which honestly, dude, that's so cheap, dude.
Yeah.
Like that is so. There's people out there, dude, that be charging like,
dude,
I'm not gonna say any names, but 1,500.
For one video.
1,500,
Which
bro.
is crazy.
Bro.
I mean,
and like they're established, but
no.
dude,
We've seen their videos and we're like, dude, we can do that.
bro.
And we've proven we can do that.
Actually, a video that we did because their video is crappy for a client, our video went viral and
Yeah.
it was way better quality.
And the client was more happy.
Yeah.
It was
We're
crazy.
Not saying any
We're
names,
saying names,
and it's
I
funny because
know.
like, dude, we never even posted that on like DB Productions,
We
but
didn't. We should though.
we should.
Shit,
should,
we got the
actually.
owner rights to that shit. Yeah.
Oh man.
Damn.
Yeah, you're right though. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree, dude.
I think it's for sure a mixture, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just got to be aware. It's a little bit of action because you got to take action on what's going on. You got to be able to like quick-witted.
Quick.
You're about to say that, huh? Damn you. Quick-witted.
Damn, dude. Oh man. That's hilarious.
But yeah, honestly, for all of you guys out there that are aspiring business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are even thinking about getting into this realm, just keep in mind, like, the law of attraction is real.
Yes, 100%.
Put yourself in situations that you're not comfortable in being. Shake everyone's hand. Try to make connections. because you never know. And also
That is true.
start a social media for that brand or that page or something, because social media is key. Like, yes, people will ask for phone numbers and things like that, but so many times, like, people will say, "Oh, do you have an Instagram? Do you have a business card?" Because they want to see your content, they want to see your work before even trying to reach out to you after that, right? Like,
100%,
maybe in
dude.
the moment they're like, "Yeah, let's work," but then you don't have an Instagram, they don't have something to remember you by or even look you up by and see like some references to see, okay, everything they've mentioned, they're true for, or they're good for, and now I'm really gonna hit them up because I saw a little bit of what they do.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like you, dude. It's basically your portfolio,
exactly. Portfolio. It's your resume.
resume, dude.
Yeah. So super important. Start with that, and shake everyone's hands, exchange information, have an Instagram, be open to working with people, and sometimes even doing free work. Like when you're
Oh
first
yeah.
starting, you're not gonna be able to provide, or not always, but sometimes you just got to do something for free to open a door.
Oh,
And we've
dude.
done that
Hell
many
yeah,
times where we've, kind of done things for free, and we've just shown love and without expecting anything. And the next, those people remember, and then they're calling us back and say, "Hey, bro, I got another opportunity, but this time you're going to get paid." And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to recommend you to someone else. So,
Yeah, that
if
shit
you
goes a
ever,
long way.
yeah, for sure. If you're ever in like a situation like this, definitely just be open to those things. The law of attraction, I would say, is 100% real. The energy you put out, the energies you're gonna get back. The, you know, the situations you're willing to put yourself in, is the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And yeah, honestly, take everything with a positive mentality. Don't be the poor me person. Don't be the person to complain about how much is on your plate, because
It ain't my.
some people
Everybody
are
has it,
are wishing and praying to have a full plate of opportunities, and so don't take those things for granted. Is that what I
bro.
would say?
Facts, dude.
Oh yeah,
You gotta remember what you prayed for in the beginning
hell
because
yeah,
God is gonna humble your ass and fill your plate right up, dude. Like
yeah.
that's something I learned quick as hell, dude. I always would like just think about it and like mainly like my grandma would like pray for us and shit, and like say I would tell her like some of our visions. I said, I'm gonna pray for you, mijo, this and that, and
Dude.
100% they're working,
No, dude,
cause
I
bro.
almost told her to cancel her subscription for praying, because I was like, hold on, we got 3 plates pending right now. I was like, you
That's
don't have to
hilarious.
miss a payment right now. Renew it next month. Let us catch up. Nah, but
That's
shout out to
jokes,
grandma,
dude.
because she's cool with it, and she's always like sending positive vibes to us. And
Oh, dude, yeah,
yeah,
it's
dude,
fucking great,
nothing,
actually.
nothing but cool vibes on her end. But yeah, we'll leave you guys with that. If anyone is listening, and doesn't believe in themselves right now, we just want to make sure that you guys know that we believe in you guys, and you guys need to change that mentality ASAP, because you guys have to believe in the law of attraction. And
It's
even if it's
real.
not the law of attraction you want to believe in, if that's too much of a fancy word, think about it as like the energy, the frequency you're putting out there. The the golden rule is, treat others the way you want to be treated. Whatever you need to word it, and whatever phrases or whatever, just kind of think about it in your own way, and I can almost guarantee that with time, shit will start coming slowly for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I, dude, 100%, man. I think as once you start, for anybody that doesn't believe in themselves, because honestly, I think I was there too, and my mindset didn't change, and I didn't really start believing in myself and us and as the brand in general was it was until we actually started.
Mm.
Because once you start building momentum, you start learning, and yeah, it's hard work, and it could be like the boring stuff that's behind the scenes, but once you get through it and accomplish like the stuff that you were struggling with in the beginning, that's when you start believing in yourself. That's when you start realizing like, oh crap, I did this by myself. I figured it out. Like, holy shit, I can actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we never imagined, I at least for me personally, I never thought we would be doing this. Like, and I guess that's kind of like the same thing. I never believed in it until we started doing it. So, my advice to you
Facts.
guys, just start whatever it is. We say this so many times, and not just in the podcast, but outside of the podcast, we always tell people that we run into, like, just start. That's always the hardest part. Whatever your idea is, start today, right now, after you finish liking and commenting on this video,
And subscribing.
and
See,
subscribe.
we got quotas to meet out here. My
Dude.
job's on the line, chat.
Yeah, hey, shout out to all of our new subscribers.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that last episode
We went up.
with Moni and Andy, dude, man, that video went through the roof.
Yeah,
Our
if you
most
haven't
watched
watched it,
video.
go watch it. It's super dope. It's a little
Super dope.
long, but it's worth it. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, check it out. Let us
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
But hell yeah.
Yeah, guys. Start today. Stop being lazy.
Yup.
Stop making excuses.
Get after it.
We believe in
'cause
you.
Money ain't waiting. And your goals ain't either.
Yep, that's money emotion for y'all.
Sheesh. But with that being said, it's Money Emotion Mondays. Y'all already know, 6 a.m. Tap in, like, comment, subscribe, and share. But we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.